Hey students, so today we are going to discuss the topic of Earth's events. Okay, so the first one is changes to Earth's surface, which is erosion. So, what is weathering? Weathering is when rocks break into smaller pieces. Water, wind, and ice can slowly break rocks over time. So, in simplest term, weathering is the breaking of rocks into smaller pieces, okay? And it does not move the rocks away. That's called erosion. It just crumbles them right where they are, okay? Okay, water crashes into a rock. So this slide basically explains a specific type of weathering caused by moving water. Okay, you can think of it like a hammer slowly tapping on a stone until it cracks. Okay, so the first step is imagine waves in the ocean or water in a river crashing into a rock. So when waves in the ocean or fast water in a river hit a rock, they push against it with a lot of power. Okay? So the second one is over time, the water keeps hitting the rock again and again. So this does not happen just once. The water hit the rock thousands of times every single day. Okay? This makes the rock weaker and smaller pieces of it starts to break off. Okay. So eventually, the rock can't hold together anymore. Small bits and chunks snap off and fall into the water. Okay? Okay, let's take a simple example. Think about a bar of soap under a dripping faucet. Okay? At first, the soap looks the same, but after an hour of water hitting it, you will see a little dent where the water was crashing. Okay? And rocks are much harder than soap, so instead of an hour, it takes many years for the water to break them. Okay? So the next one is wind blows sand at a rock. So this slide basically explains how wind can act like a giant piece of sandpaper for the earth. Okay. So the first step is the wind can carry tiny pieces of sand. So wind does not just blow air in many places. It picks up and carries millions of tiny sharp grains of sand. Okay. When the sand blows against a rock, it can act like a little scratch. So when that wind hits a rock, it blasts the sand against the surface. Each grain of sand acts like a tiny scratch or chip. Okay. So the next one is over time, these scratches make the rock wear down and tiny pieces of it fall off. So just like rubbing a wooden block with sandpaper makes it smooth and dusty, the wind wears down the rock over many years. Eventually, the rock changes shape and tiny pieces fall off. Okay. So let's take an example. Imagine you build a beautiful detailed sand castle at the beach. Okay. If a strong dry wind starts blow, it will pick up loose sand from the beach and hit your castle. Okay. Slowly, you will see the sharp edges of your castle become rounded and smooth. So the loose sand being blown by the wind is stretching your castle until it eventually crumbles. Okay.